Coming up on Takedown with Chris Hansen.
All right, good.
In Marquette County, Michigan, this grocery store produce manager is going to find himself in a rotten situation.
Well, what do you say about the circumstances you now find yourself in, Adam?
Perplexed.
Confused?
Yeah, anxious.
Guilty?
No, and you can shut the camera off.
Well, that's not going to happen.
I hope you're enjoying this free full episode of Takedown on our YouTube channel, but there's something you need to know. There are literally hundreds of new episodes either in production or on our streaming channel right now, uncensored. Watch TruBlu.com. Use the code YouTube25 to watch all of the episodes for $2.50, or for an annual subscription, use YouTube Year for $20 off. Also, and this is very important, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you on TruBlu. While Marquette County, Michigan is a haven for outdoor enthusiasts, it's what's happening on the inside that brings me here.
First of all, we appreciate the opportunity to be here to show your fine work. And to us, this is more than a TV show. This is a mission. Create awareness, a dialogue, and hopefully some deterrence. And we show your great work along the way.
Under Sheriff Lowell Larson briefs the task force on how this takedown will go down.
There's gonna be like a little bit of a ruse where the decoy is like, I gotta go get my phone charger, I gotta go get something out of the oven, whatever. And they're gonna leave the room. And then usually Chris Hansen will walk in and say, take a seat.
After the briefing, part of the crew goes to get some additional gear before the sting starts. My lead cameraman and I head to the sting house. But the moment we get there, it's already go time. One of the detectives has a man on the line wanting to meet up with someone he thinks is a 15-year-old boy. We blurred his face to protect his identity as he fills me in on the chat.
Give me a sense for the chat.
Starts the chat pretty subtle, just how are you doing? Quickly escalated to he's horny, wanted to hook up with my asshole dad, explained to him that I was open for whatever, asked if I had any kinks, told him I would try anything. He said that he will give me a blowjob, says he's gonna suck you rim, you make out, ride me.
He's pretty explicit about what he wants to do to you.
Correct. I asked him if he was into younger guys. He goes, you sound so good. Hello, yes. I advised him I am 15. He says, okay.
So he acknowledges that you told him you were 15.
Correct.
We then learn through the app the man is literally around the corner. The rest of my crew hasn't arrived yet. That's not going to stop us.
Todd is getting the rest of the film crew at IPD. He's not in the Subaru. The Subaru is going to grab the portfolio plus the rest of the film crew, and then we'll bring him in. We haven't given him the address yet. Right?
No, not yet.
We can do it.
I get into position, and just minutes later, the man shows up. Luckily, we have 2 of our hidden cameras already in place. The decoy excuses himself so I can make my appearance.
How you doing?
Good.
What's happening? What are you up to?
Just kind of new to the area, looking for people to hang out with.
Yeah, and who are you gonna meet here?
Someone I met online.
And who is that?
Not really sure what his name was.
How old?
19?
You want to try again?
19.
No, he said 15.
His thing said 19, so I
But in the conversation, he told you he was 15.
I must have missed that.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God, didn't see it.
How old are you?
I'm gonna head out.
No. You can't leave just yet, sir.
I'm going.
You don't want to do that, sir.
Why is that?
Because they're going to stop you if you go to that door.
Making their appearance, Lieutenant Hart and the arrest team stop him at the door.
What's your name, buddy?
Adam.
How you doing? You're okay, okay. We're gonna take care of you, okay? Where'd you come from, Adam?
Work.
How far do you live?
I live in... Okay, Sawyer.
Okay, what brings you to the area?
I work in Yagani.
Okay.
So what's gonna happen?
Well, right now we're just putting you in handcuffs, and then we're going to transport you to have a conversation and talk more about why you're here, okay? All right, good. I'm happy
Adam,
you're
I just want to talk to you for a few minutes first, and then
Yeah.
we'll get into
Good.
I don't think I'm gonna talk.
Well, come on, sit down, and then you can decide whether you want to talk or not.
Am I going home today?
That's not up to me specifically, but they will take you through the process. It's possible, but I don't know.
7 minutes in the home.
Tell me about what led you
I thought I was coming to hook up with an 18-year-old.
to the 19-year-old. And the conversation you had online was pretty sexually charged.
I mean, we were probably, yeah.
Did you bring condoms?
No.
So you were
I
just.
really wasn't sure what we were.
What did you think was going to happen?
We're probably gonna talk and chat.
Adam is a quiet talker, so my cameraman slips in with a wireless microphone.
If things went well.
And yeah, if things progress, but
Are you new to the area?
Mm-hmm.
And where are you from originally, Adam?
southern Wisconsin.
Southern Wisconsin. And what
Can
do
I
you?
ask who you are?
I'll get to that in just a second. But where do you work, Adam?
Super One Foods.
Super One Foods. And what do you do at Super One
Produce
Foods?
manager.
Produce manager. And were you working today and you just took a break to come
No,
over here?
I'm done with work.
You're done with the workday. So a lot of guys in your position will deny, deflect, come up with a fake story because they know they're in trouble. I guess my appeal to you is help me to understand how you ended up here after having a chat with somebody who told you they were underage.
See, I did not catch that.
See, I hear that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Once somebody gets caught in this situation, they say, I didn't know they were underage.
Mm-hmm.
But in the chat, which I've seen, he clearly said he was 15.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry I didn't see that. This profile said 19.
Okay. Have you met other people online for sex before?
Like through Grindr.
Through Grindr. Have you met anybody online for sex who is underage?
No.
Does meeting somebody for sex who is underage appeal to you?
Like not underage, no, but like 18 and smooth and
18 and smooth.
yeah.
And what do you mean by 18 and smooth?
Like no hair.
No hair. That appeals to you.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who does not have pubic hair.
Well, I didn't say pubic hair. I meant like chest hair.
Like chest hair.
Yeah.
And how old are you, Adam?
37.
37. And do you think it's appropriate for a 37-year-old man to have this kind of a conversation online and then show up to have sex with a 15-year-old?
Not a 15-year-old, no. Hell no.
But here you are.
I was believed I was talking to a 19-year-old.
Can you understand why I'd be skeptical of that?
Like, yeah, I do understand that.
Right, because I hear that all the time. When I know, in fact, that the chat indicates clearly that the person to whom you were speaking online is 15. They said that,
Mm-hmm.
which is illegal.
Correct. But I did not see that, so. The profile said 19.
What do you think would have happened, Adam, had we not been here and had there been a 15-year-old boy here?
I just would have left.
You would have left. But you didn't seem like you were leaving after you walked in here.
That's because he didn't seem like he was 15, and I was going to ask for an ID.
You were going to ask for an ID.
Mm-hmm.
That seems a little convenient to say that now.
Well, it can sound like whatever it is going to sound like, but it's true.
How many people do you suppose you've met online for sex?
Like, actually, like, in person? Not many.
And what draws you to the online experience?
Random hookup.
Random hookup. And again, nobody's passing judgment on people who are consenting adults meeting online. That's what these apps are for. Mm-hmm. The issue here, Adam, is that this person told you they were 15, which makes it illegal.
Correct.
Which makes you accused of a crime, a felony.
Well, unfortunately, this really sucks, but unfortunately, I did not intend to do a 15-year-old. I thought they were 19.
Even though the chat clearly indicates he told you that he was 15.
Like I said, I did not see it in the chat.
Do you understand the damage it could do to a 15-year-old to have a sexual experience with somebody who's 37?
Mm-hmm.
You get that, right?
Yeah. Like I said, I would have left if... Because that dude looks more than 18.
It's not how the dude looks.
Correct.
It's what you were told
Correct.
online.
But like I said, I didn't catch that one. Didn't catch it. So.
How could you not catch it?
I was driving.
You seem pretty eager to get here. Were you driving around looking for the house? Did you have a hard time finding it?
No.
And where were you when you started the conversation?
At work.
At work. So you're doing your job at the grocery store.
No, well, I was clocked out.
You were clocked out.
Yeah, I was probably sitting in the car.
And what brought you to this area? The job?
Yeah, the job. That's where we found a house.
Do you live by yourself?
A roommate.
A roommate. And what does the roommate do?
He works at a dispensary.
At a dispensary. Did you guys just meet here, or did you move here together?
We've been friends.
Right. Are you in a relationship, or just friends?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you say about the circumstances you now find yourself in, Adam?
Perplexed? Is that right? I guess I don't know what that means.
Confused?
Yeah, anxious.
Anxious? Guilty?
Like if I had intentions of what you're saying with a minor, yes. But I was coming to hook up with an 18-year-old.
So what do you think should happen to you, Adam?
I'm really hoping I don't go to jail.
Well, I've got some bad news on that
I'm going
front.
there today.
Yeah.
For how long?
That's not up to me. The reason I'm here, Adam, is because I'm Chris Hansen.
I don't know who you are. I don't know who that is.
It's fine. I do stories on adults who try to meet children online for sex. Have you ever seen any of our predator investigations?
No.
Okay. Well, you're in one now, Adam. Do you have anything else you want people to know?
No, I didn't want to talk to begin with.
Okay.
You forced me.
I didn't force you.
You did too.
All right. Well, I just wanted to get your side of the story here, Adam. That's my job, is to understand what leads men into this situation. And so if you have anything else that could give me insight into your current predicament, I'd like to hear about it.
I'm done talking.
Okay. Well, there's some folks here who you met who are going to take you through the next step. Anything else you want people to know?
No, and you can shut their camera off.
Well, that's not going to happen, but you're welcome to go with these folks right now.
What was your first name?
Anna.
37-year-old Adam is charged with child sexually abusive activity, use of a computer to commit child sexually abusive activity, accosting a child for immoral purposes, and using a computer to commit accosting a child for immoral purposes. We'll keep you posted on the case against him. Marquette County Undersheriff Lowell Larson is as surprised as I am how quickly Adam showed up at the Sting House.
This op was literally up for a matter of minutes. When this first guy, a 37-year-old named Adam, shows up to meet a 15-year-old boy. What does that say to you?
I guess the message is pretty clear that this is a very bad problem around here and we need to keep doing what we're doing.
He acknowledged the boy's age in the chat. He talked about the graphic sexual deeds he wanted to engage in. And he pops in. Literally less than 3 minutes from the time he was given the address.
Yes.
This guy was eager.
Yep. It speaks for itself.
And obviously, you know, the rest of the investigation will have to take place, but this is not a guy who stands out in a crowd. He's a guy who has a regular job. And here he is trolling on a social media platform looking for this sort of activity.
Right. Well, what we find a lot of times is people aren't always doing bad things. Most of the time, people are good people, but they just have certain avenues that they go down into the illegal world. So it's not like you got nothing but all good and all bad people. So you have normal good people, but there's just certain things that make them tick that aren't legal. So here we are.
And that's why you do these things.
That's why we do what we do. Yeah.
Even in an idyllic community like Marquette County, Sheriff Greg Zybert is aware that potentially dangerous men like Adam can be lurking around any corner.
He tried to tell me in our interview that he wasn't going to really do anything. He was just coming to hang out. And then the other thing you hear from this guy is that, well, it was the boys' idea. The boys said it was okay. And then they talk about, well, you got to be of a certain age to get on this app. Yet they made it very clear, the decoy did, that they're underage.
Yeah, there is no explanation, and they know exactly what they're doing. They can manipulate and get that person to, do what they want.
You've done these investigations before. Does anything shock you about this particular investigation?
Well, I would hope that people would learn from it and, realize that we are out there and doing this. And there were a lot of indication that people know that we are doing this. As soon as the age was told, they would block or report it to the app, whatever app it's certain to be. But there were still some. The good news is we got people. The bad news is we got people. The word is out that we are doing this, and we're looking for these people that are preying on kids.
WatchTruBlu.com is home to the full library of Takedown with Chris Hansen, true crime documentaries, and exclusive investigations.